Yeah, right. In a three and a two and a one. Hello and welcome to episode 163 of the Naked Tech Podcast. It's the show that gives you everything you need to know about consumer tech, the internet, and all things Philoniverse. I'm your friend Jeff Kim.
My name is Calvin Lee, and on today's episode we have Barack Obama.
What's his catchcry? I've already
I
forgotten.
don't even
It's
know
only
the
been 8
name of his
years.
book. Oh, anyway, yeah,
Hello, Mr.
that's
Barack.
what I've been noticing on the podcasts and the YouTubes. He's everywhere. He's on NKBHD.
Right.
See, that's the funny thing. Like, it wasn't really much of a interview per se. It was more like a recorded session. So he's doing all these 1-2 minute videos where you get to ask him two questions and he sends over a response via video, which I think is a bit weird, but everybody's jumping on the boat. Everybody wants to interview Obama, which I find kind of strange.
Mm. So, like in the past, if you're releasing a book, you got the talk show circuit, I guess lots of book signings. In 2020, you got to go on podcasts
Right.
and
And
YouTube.
YouTube. Probably YouTube. Not so much
That's
podcasts.
probably YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
I mean, a lot of the YouTubers all have podcasts by now, right?
Yeah, I think you've got audio coming through YouTube. You might as well just be a podcast as well. Like it's a win-win situation. It's easy.
Mm. Yes. And I think wasn't there a story this week around YouTube on the Android or the YouTube app was doing audio only, or is that YouTube Music? Anyway, I'll read
Music
into that
section.
and maybe follow up in another episode. But today we got a I don't know, pretty packed episode, so
Mm,
we probably should just get straight into
let's
it.
do it.
All right, AirPods Max.
Mm,
Let's start with that. Yes. So yeah, well, obviously that's come out. It's been a few days, I suppose. And $900 in Australia straight off the bat.
yeah. So there's nothing like like it's shocking, right? Were you expecting this high of a price?
I don't know what I was expecting. I mean, were the AirPods? I mean, I think we're gonna see something like maybe a Beats branding or like a Studio. I think they're gonna call it AirPods Studio or something like that. I mean, I'm not in the market for, over the years, like sort of high-end headphones these days. So I'd never really thought about the pricing as much. I mean, what would you pay for the Sony ones at the moment in Australia?
So the XM4, which is the ones that everyone is recommending at the moment, is I think 399, if I'm not wrong,
Mhm.
AUD. So maybe about 299 USD. So for this to be easily two times that is telling us one main thing. They don't see Apple doesn't see the Sony XM4s as a competitor at all. They're going for something else entirely different, and we can almost class this as a new like stream of products, right? It's a whole new product line. I don't think there's anything else like it out there. So I think that's why they can justify this price.
Yeah, so price aside, let's just go through some of the features. Now, probably I've got a clip here, and Kelvin, I totally balls it up because I didn't get your clip in the end.
All good.
So I'll play this one because it's quite similar. This is actually from the Apple the main presentation. There was no keynote for this, so it was a press release, I suppose, and a couple of YouTube videos. This is actually Gary Jeeves. He is the senior VP of acoustics at Apple. So I think it's been around for a number of years. He's going to talk about some of the main features.
Active noise cancellation uses 8 microphones positioned to sense and block noise from any direction. A single button press activates transparency mode, letting you hear what's around you.
Now that's a bit meta for me right now because I'm using the AirPods Pro to hear that back to myself. And you heard that little beeps,
Mm,
which is, I don't know if you're familiar with that. I think your wife would be because she's got uh, AirPods Pro.
no, just the AirPods.
No,
Yeah.
they're just the AirPods. And it's how you sort of transfer from the transparency mode to pass through. Sorry, pass through to what's the other one? Noise
Yeah.
cancelling.
So, in case anyone's wondering why it sounded a bit odd today, it's because my microphone broke, so I'm using my trusty call center headphones from Plantronics. And I also just picked up these Sennheisers recently. They are the Momentum Wireless version 1, and they also come with sort of like a pass-through as well. But from all accounts, Apple does this the best. Like I've been trying to watch all these different videos of YouTubers and reading all these different reviews. That's the one thing that really stands out, right? I think nobody does that as well as the AirPods Max can at the moment.
Mm. And in that clip there, Gary was talking about how there's 8 microphones. So I don't know if that's a standard thing on these noise cancelling headphones. Is that something that you've come
So
across?
no, so the other interesting thing is it's got a microphone on the inside of the cup.
Yeah.
So it can
Mm.
it can hear if your music's too loud or the music is, it could be electronic or bass, whatever you like, and it knows how to adjust accordingly. But yeah, to have 6 microphones, I think, on the outside and 2 on the inside is something very unique
hmm
to this.
Yeah, and that's going to help. I don't know how different it'll be compared to my experience. I mean, like the physically, your ears are kind of enclosed in a physical thing, so I suppose it would be better. Now, these are not released. We can't try them out at all. Unfortunately, we're not part of the tech crowd, big enough tech crowd to be able to get these. And we're sort of going by YouTube reviews for now. But yeah, like I guess the main thing is, are these actually worth 900 Australian dollars?
It, like, from what I can tell, undoubtedly the sound is great. I think spatial audio is something you have in your AirPods Pro, which is amazing as well.
Mm.
I think let's talk about the kind of person that's going to buy a set of $900
Ooh,
headphones.
I have a clip for that, but if you
No,
want
no,
to
no. I,
just
I said
talk
let's
about
start off
that.
with the clip and let's talk about that.
Okay, this is Lou from Unbox Therapy, of
Hmm.
course.
This is an exclusive product. Part of the appeal of it is the knowing that most people won't have it. The status, the luxury component. Now, I'm not making an argument for the luxury component, but you can't deny that it exists. And previously, we experienced something much like that with the Beats brand.
Hmm. Nah. I think it's for those kind of
Yeah,
people.
totally. I think it's for the influencers. I think it's for the people who fly first class. It's not an audiophile quality level of audio product. It doesn't even have wired, it doesn't there it's only wireless. It's only Bluetooth, and that's already a big no-no. And a lot of people who know their stuff, they're gonna buy good headphones powered by an amplifier of sorts and listen to lossless music that way. The people who buy these
Hmm
are probably going to be watching YouTube videos and listening to Spotify, not even Tidal, not even lossless music, which is really high quality music. So it's definitely not that category of people. So and it's got to be the trendsetters, really. I think it's about being the first to get these. I don't think I'll know anyone who's going to buy these. Honestly, I just don't see anyone who has $900 to spend on a pair of headphones when they could be buying a great quality pair of headphones from Bose or Sennheiser and buy a brand new phone. It just
hmm
doesn't make sense.
From all reports, though, I think they are selling well, or at least in a lot of the markets, they're sold out. So this is typical of Apple, right? Sort of get this buzz, get everyone talking about it. Any news is good news for them. Actually, that's probably not entirely true, but yeah, like they're gonna, they're gonna come out next year and say, hey, we've just created a new market for our line, and it's selling like hotcakes. It's made this much money for our investors and all that sort of stuff. Now you just scroll through there with the case. Um,
Yes.
and the overall design is sort of this retro feel. It comes with it's not just the space gray and white, but they've introduced a bunch of colors as well, sort of like a limey green. I think there was like a pinkish one and like a baby blue. Those aren't the official names of the colors, but that's interesting in itself because doesn't that kind of suggest that it's not premium?
Yeah, but
Because usually Apple products that have colors are not premium.
yeah, I think it's a new direction for them. I think the people
Yeah.
who are going to buy these are I think previously if you had bought a Max, like a iPhone 12 Pro Max, you would be more, I don't know, you'd be a CTO or CEO or somebody, who has to go to important job and work and things like that. So, you wouldn't exactly be taking a pink, iPhone 12 Pro Max out to a meeting. But I feel like this isn't targeted for people like that. I feel like this is going to be
Mm,
about the fashionistas, the trendsetters, the people who want to be seen, like the people who would buy this awful pink one. And these are the people who are going to customize their AirPods Max with different ear cups that you can buy for, I think, 69 USD, which is going to be about 100 AUD, which is just for the magnetic ear cups. So and I don't think the price is going to stop those people, right? These are people who buy $5,000
mm.
handbags and things like that. So definitely for that kind of people.
What about the streamers on Twitch? Maybe even for podcasts. Mm,
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about like sports people, athletes. They're always saying with Beats. I think some of them are sponsored by Beats. So like, where do they go now? Like, can they go AirPods Max now?
yeah. I think these are the people who buy Land Rover Discoveries and things like that. The footballers. I definitely
Mm,
see this happening, and I definitely see them customizing theirs. To be adding I don't know, like Panther colors,
mm,
whatever it might be. So I think this will have, this will be the new must-have. Like, these are the Air Jordans of sneakers, right? Are they a lot better than anything else? Not really, but does everybody want them? Kinda.
mm.
So if you're an iOS user, and you love fashion, and you love your music, and you like watching movies on your phone or your iPad, and you spend a lot of time listening to music, this might be worth it. Um, but I
Mm.
would definitely recommend you check out like the Bose 700s, which is a very close comparison, which I believe is 499 AUD retail, or at least try the Sony XM4s, which is half the price, but great sort of sound and great noise canceling for that price.
I think the Apple ecosystem is key here because what I've noticed with the latest firmware updates, even on the AirPods, that it's a little bit janky in terms of how you update that on your phone. But yeah, like the way like I'm on my MacBook Air right now, also my iMac. But if I were to sort of use have my AirPods on and sort of switch between things, it'll maybe not so much the Mac OS experience, but from the phone to say the iPad, even my watch. I'm like running without the phone, so I'm on my watch, so it just knows that I want to listen to the watch instead of something else. So I think for those people that are like me and are all in on Apple, this is going to be, I don't know, maybe a point of difference against those Bose and Sony headphones. Now, just going back to the case, because it is a weird case that looks like a bra.
Yep, undeniably.
Um, now, I've got Marquez talking about some of this. Let's just play that and we'll talk about that.
And my very first impression is there is no redeeming quality about this case at all. The headphones don't actually fold down or get more compact to travel with. The most durable part of the headphone is covered, and the softest, least durable part is your carrying strap. It's the most exposed part.
Yeah, this seems to be extremely, I don't know, not really thought out, and Johnny Ive would not have approved this. Like it's like a soft material, so like why have the case at all? Like you might as well just have it because you can't fold it down. It doesn't make it any smaller. The only thing was that once you have it in and close, it'll go into low battery mode apparently
Yep,
because there is no on-off button on the physical button on the actual
that's right.
headphones.
You have to wait 2 hours for it to go into low power
Hmm.
without the case, which is ridiculous. Um,
2 hours is it?
yeah, and
Okay.
the only
Yeah.
way to switch this off, kinda, is to put on the bra. Um, but you see, this case says so much about the target market. Like this person is gonna go partying like at some exclusive club which has a swimming pool. They're just gonna be holding this on the way there. They're going to be listening to music there. And this is a fashion accessory. This is a Chanel, a Prada, a Louis Vuitton. It's not really for anyone else because for anyone else, they don't have that kind of money. And if you really want to stay in the Apple ecosystem, you buy the AirPods Pro, which is great.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. So I don't see myself upgrading, if you can call it that, to the Max. Terrible name, by the
Mm.
way. AirPods
And let's
Max.
talk about that. They couldn't call it studio, which is what everybody thought it would be, because that would mean they would be targeting the people who record music or make music for a living. And it's just not that kind of thing. Like, it's not that kind of headphone. Like, you would
Mm.
buy the $1,600, Sennheisers or Boses to do all that stuff. So they couldn't call it that. I think that the Max is probably the best they could come up with. Um, yeah, I wouldn't know what to call it.
I mean, I think the part that kind of makes it really awkward for me is the AirPods part. So it's not quite a pod. Headphones, earphones. I don't know, earphones Max. Does that make more sense?
No,
No, it
just
doesn't.
call it the Airhead.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a good one. That's a good one. And what else can we say about that? 20-hour battery life. Is that generally regarded as a good thing
Well,
for these
the
things?
fact that it doesn't have its own charging case, unlike the other type of true wireless headphones like the Sennheisers or your AirPods, yes, I guess that's. I think it's class leading if I'm not wrong, and that's great.
Hmm.
But it's huge, right? So I guess it has space for batteries. And I'm just worried about longevity because this bit here, the mesh that covers over your hair, that's usually greasy, that has hair gel. Um, what happens there? Because these aren't replaceable. And if you get a
Mm.
year use out of it for a $900 headphone, ugh, that's gonna be nasty.
Yeah, and especially the white ones, huh? Could
Mm.
get dirty quite quickly. Mm. We should probably move on from that. Did you want to talk about your Sennheisers?
Um, They like I considered upgrade. The true wireless headphones I had previously were just some, made in China, test units that I wanted to try out. Like these are version ones that I got for $99. So the original price for these was $399, and I'm enjoying it so far. I don't think it's definitely going to hold up in terms of technology to the AirPods Pro, but for anyone who's looking for good sound, and very average battery life, check out the Sennheisers. I think, if you're not too locked into the Apple ecosystem, this is just a reminder that there are other headphones out there worth considering. And if you're not quite sure what you want, you don't have to spend that much money. You may not even like true wireless. You may not even like the way that these, fit into your ear, and they're quite invasive in that sense. Like it goes all the way in, just like the AirPods Pro. But there's heaps of options out there, and shop around.
Mm-hmm. Now, Chromecast news, Kelvin.
Yes. The other Christmas gift that I bought for myself was the Chrome TV. Now I'm just going to pull it up. So this came out a couple of months ago, and I ordered it 2 or 3 days after launch, and it took this long for it to come. So um, it is a replacement for the Chromecast, and it's more. I think its closest competitor is the Apple TV and the Amazon Fire. So it has its own built-in operating system and a remote control. And I've been playing around with it for a week or two, and it's been amazing. So I think the key killer feature for Chromecast with Google TV in general is you log into Disney Plus, you log into Stan, you log into Netflix, and you can search through all three libraries with one search
Mm.
engine, basically. So if I wanted to watch, like I was watching Thor Ragnarok again, I could just search for Thor Ragnarok using the Google Assistant through the remote control, and it would tell me, hey, it's available on Disney Plus. It might also be available on Netflix and everything else, but it gives you a choice, like where do you want to play it from?
Mm.
Which I think is amazing, especially when I need to pick like, kids shows and, I want to show them something educational. I don't go through each app to look for something. I just go
Hmm.
like nursery rhymes or Mickey Mouse or something. Um,
So I'm guessing Apple TV Plus is not included in that
no.
though. Like, do you have to have those apps installed for the search to work? Does it?
Yes,
Or
so you need accounts,
okay.
and you obviously need to download the apps into the
Mm.
device, and you can also play games on it, which is quite funny. But the fact that you can find a show across
Hmm.
multiple streaming services, I think it's where Google will kill it. Which it
Yeah.
shows it here on Twitch. If you're watching,
Well, Kelvin, Apple TV has actually been doing that for, maybe a couple of
Mm,
years. The only thing it doesn't search though, the only thing that it doesn't index is Netflix.
that's interesting.
So yeah, so I kind of like, well, if it's not going to search through Netflix, is it really worthwhile?
Mm,
I mean, it like sometimes I'll because it is very easy to bring up the microphone and use Siri to bring it up.
mhm.
Sorry if I just triggered people, but yeah, I might get lucky and it might be on Disney or Amazon Prime perhaps, but yeah, like it doesn't search through Netflix no matter what I do. I guess it's some sort of corporate thing that they've blocked. So yeah, I mean, it could be the dream, but it's not possible.
The other thing I think it has over the Apple TV is the price. So it's $99. I picked it up as part of a Netflix special, so it only cost me $45, I think, because they threw in 6 months of free Netflix. So if you by the time you take that out, it costs very little. And here it is. I got the light blue one, thinking that it would ship faster, but it didn't. It comes in snow, sunrise, and sky. So I picked up the sky one.
Yeah.
It's just easier to find, and I didn't want the kids looking after this pink thing and trying to destroy it. So no, super happy with it. It's super quick. Yeah, if you need your TV to be a lot smarter, pick this up. It's a
Hmm.
no-brainer. It's cheap, and it also hooks up with your other Google Nest devices, if that makes a difference.
Yeah. So it has all the Chromecast features
Yeah,
as per normal, but with the added feature of Google
that's
TV
right. So you can,
or the TV
yeah,
features.
you can Chromecast
Yeah.
to it, no problem at all.
Hmm. Yeah, so I was kind of stupid because just before this announcement a few months ago, I ordered the Chromecast Ultra, which I think is the same price as this one. So
Yeah.
there you go. I don't even have a 4K TV.
Boo.
Okay, so you mentioned Thor Ragnarok there, Kelvin.
Hmm.
What part of what streaming service shows that?
Disney Plus, baby.
Disney Plus, baby. So on the back of, I guess last episode, I believe we talked about how a lot of Warner Brothers movies and films are coming out directly or at the same time as the cinemas on what's the service? HBO Max, which doesn't exist in Australia. And then, we kind of talked about, well, what's Disney gonna do? Because we knew the Investor Day was coming, and I think this is sort of 2020's version of Comic Con, really, where Disney just goes crazy and the internet went wild last week. So we're gonna talk about some of that. I think we'll do Marvel first or Star Wars.
Let's do Star Wars, only because we're high
Okay.
off the final episode of The Mandalorian, and
Ooh.
and this is funny, and we made a joke about this. I was going to cancel Disney Plus after The Mandalorian. Everyone did that, right? After season one, no one was watching anything of Mandalorian, but now they practic,
Unless you're on the 12-month
yeah.
deal, which I did. Yeah.
But now there's something launching practically every month for 2021. And good
Hmm.
job, Disney Plus. No one's leaving you now.
Yeah, I seriously think they got a chance to overtake Netflix.
Hmm.
I don't know, maybe a bit controversial. I was gonna say in Australia, but yeah, Netflix is kind of like even my parents are kind of reliant on Netflix these days, so maybe not. Like Disney Plus, unfortunately, does not have K dramas.
Not yet.
Time will tell. There was no K universe there, was there?
Hmm.
Anyway, okay, so there was a long list of things. So apart from The Mandalorian,
Hmm.
I guess I don't know how to talk about this without spoiling some of the episode.
Spoil it.
Should we just assume our listeners have watched the
Yeah,
finale?
I think even if they didn't, YouTube would have forced them to do it anyway. Like, oh, everyone was talking about it.
Yeah, so in the Investor Day, and it was like I think 16 shows all up, something like that, in 2021 and beyond. One of the things that were rumored was not announced as part of that, which was the Boba Fett
The
spin-off.
Book of Boba.
Um, the Book of Boba, and it's not about
Bubble tea.
Asian drinks.
Makes me thirsty.
Yeah, the Book of Boba Fett, that is a separate thing. So there was a few, I don't know, internet arguments as they are on Reddit and such, saying that maybe Book of Boba Fett is actually season 3 of The Mandalorian, but I think just earlier today, that was confirmed by Disney that it'll be its own thing. I don't know, season 3 of The Mandalorian, I'm not quite sure. It's not going to be that sort of video game style of season, I don't think.
Well, there's a couple of angles they can take, right? I mean, could Grogu come back? We'll never know. But I think it very much will be about taking Mandalore back. So, the end game, the end goal of that season could be to get back to Mandalore
Mm.
and do all these things, but there's definitely going to be side quests. It's just it is the way.
Very good, Kelvin. Yep, so we had that sort of hanging thread of Bo-Katan not wielding the dark saber just as yet. It's a little bit confusing because you've been watching Rebels, Kelvin. I don't know if you saw the one where Sabine Wren just handed the dark saber
Yeah.
to
And
Bo-Katan, and she gladly accepted, but she can't do it this
yeah,
time.
we don't know why. So maybe they might talk about that in season 3.
Ah, mm. Yeah, but just to wrap that bit up, it's great job by Filoni and Favreau. I think I don't know, no bad word about this season 2. Even the fans.
Yeah, look, for me, it started off a bit slow, but I think the draw of trying to figure out who the Jedi was that was going to pick Grogu up, the draw of getting to see Ahsoka Tano was enough to pull me through, and it really ended with a high. So
Mm.
definitely the latter part of the season made up for the slow start of the earlier part of the season.
Yeah, I mean there were so many holy crap moments. Nearly said the other word. Um, yeah, I mean obviously the when you see the green lightsaber,
Mm,
that only means one thing. The lone X-wing.
mm.
I think the Ahsoka episode, that was a highlight, especially the when she just went off in the intro part. So many good things. Okay, so let's just go through this list. Okay, you got it on the screen there.
Andor.
Andor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you like Rogue One?
I did like Rogue One.
Mm.
Yes,
Yeah,
you didn't.
I
I'll take
was
it.
oh it was okay. I think this will help me appreciate Rogue One a lot better. I didn't think the acting in Rogue One was amazing, but Diego Luna did stand out for me. So I just
Hmm.
want to see if I'll give it a second shot because there won't be a Rogue 2, um, because everybody dies. Spoiler alert. But I'm happy to be surprised. But this one is gonna debut a little later. This is gonna happen in 2022.
Yeah. So that's a sort of like a spy thriller genre. Um, okay, double announcement of Rangers of the New Republic and Ahsoka.
Mm,
So TBA, this is not going to be probably next year,
uh,
but you would think Rangers of the New Republic will feature Cara Dune.
mhm.
Is that her name?
Yeah.
Um, Played by Gina Carano, of course. And I think it's gonna. Well, I just feel like is that too much? Like are these series side quests in themselves? So maybe you're going to see Din Djarin appearing in the Rangers for a season or two, episode or two. Like I don't know, is it too much?
You know what? I'm surprised Filoni isn't getting burnt out doing all these different spin-offs and TV shows, animated series and whatnot. we'll see. There's a lot of goodwill coming off of Mandalorian, and if they sort of put this in between Marvel announcements, which we'll talk about in a moment, maybe they'll get away with not burning everybody out. But it is set in the same timeline
Hmm.
as the Mandalorian, so we shall see.
Obviously, Ahsoka is something that I'm looking forward to. Grand Admiral Thrawn was mentioned, name dropped in that episode. We don't know where Ezra Bridger is in the world, and probably Sabine Wren's going to feature too. So a lot of the characters that we kind of love from Rebels and probably the Clone Wars as well. What did you think of Rosario Dawson, by the way?
Amazing. I thought she killed it. I thought she carried a much darker version of Ahsoka. I mean, we watched Ahsoka grow up in the animated series, and this is a more, after Order 66, how can you be anything but a bit dark, right? You've seen all your friends die,
Hmm.
and your master becomes the ultimate bad guy. So I thought she carried it well. There was a darkness about her I could feel, and she's no longer Jedi. So Ahsoka Tano is more than um, right in her place to no longer be that goody goody two shoe.
Hmm. Yeah, so I mean, we got to see her in the flesh, obviously, but there's a lot unknown around, where she's been and where she's going, what her mission is. I mean, there's a bit of a hint, of course, but yeah, I think that sets it up for an amazing series. Let's go to Obi-Wan
Mm.
Kenobi. Oh my God, Christian Henderson. Christian Henderson? Hayden Christensen. Who's Christian Henderson? I
Isn't
don't
he a
know.
politician or something? Anyway,
Yeah.
I can't believe he's
Yeah.
coming back. I can't believe he would put up with all the hate again. You know what I mean? The
Mm.
prequel memes are going crazy. Like, it's cool. I like the idea, but he's a horrible actor.
Well, I don't think the script kind of
Yeah, okay.
helped
Yeah,
in the prequels because he has been in other movies. Not for a while, not for a
yeah.
while, but yeah, no, good on him for coming back,
Mm,
having the courage. I mean that's a massive thing. Now, because this series is set around, I guess, when Darth has become Darth,
yeah.
um, about 10 years after the dramatic events of Revenge of the Sith. So, are we going to see a lot of him? Is he just doing the voice, or are they going to get James Earl Jones to be that Darth Vader voice? Yeah, but
Wait,
I'm hoping it's more than just
didn't
flashbacks.
James pass away in 2020?
What, did
Yeah,
he? No, he
I think he
didn't.
did. Oh God, let me just.
No, no, no. That was no. It was it wasn't that.
His,
That was Prowse, David
hang
Prowse,
on,
I
let me
think.
just ask Google. Is he dead? Nope, he's still alive. Ignore that. Keep going.
No, it was David Prowse who was a physical actor
Okay,
in the
okay,
suit.
okay.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna play a clip here,
Mm,
Kelvin. This is from a channel called Star Wars Theory that sort of comes up from time to time for me. Now to set it up, he was just kind of like you know, just one of these videos where he's just like talking to the audience. He's got millions of subscribers, obviously, and it was, I think, just after this announcement, just talking about what the implications are of Hayden Christensen coming back, what to expect from this series, and yeah, I thought I'd play this one.
Concept art shows a Jedi lightsaber blade ignited, defending a trio of younglings as the newly anointed Darth Vader. So as Anakin goes in the temple and he's just slaying Jedi Knights and Jedi Masters, he's basically, we're going to see that scene, all right? And then we're going to see him kill, I guess, oh, whoa, yo, what if one of these younglings is Grogu? That's kind of cool.
Yeah, like it was like a live light bulb moment there going on
mm.
as he was just like riffing on this, and so that was based off like a leak or of some concept art that came out recently. So that his channel is called Star Wars Theory. So his theory is that they will show Anakin like in a flashback, like slaying all the younglings
Because
from Revenge of the Sith.
at
Yeah.
that stage, Grogu is like 30, right? Like he's not exactly a
No, he
youngling.
would be much younger than that. I think it would be maybe 10 or
Okay, okay,
20.
okay, okay. So he's
Yeah.
still a youngling. Got it, got it. I'm more concerned about, what happens between him and oh God, what's his name? Adam Driver's character. And
Kylo.
Kylo Ren, whether Kylo Ren kills him as a student of Luke Skywalker in the future. Who knows? Um, but that's gonna be brutal, man. Showing Anakin kill all those children. Um,
Apparently, a lot of the fandom want to see this scene.
use
I think they're
thick thick
they've seen
wackos.
Skywalker. Yeah, well, they've seen Luke kind of slay those Dark Troopers.
Well, children.
Sure,
Same.
sure. Yeah. Okay. Let's go through the other ones. The Bad Batch. I didn't think you liked that one from the Clone Wars, did you?
I didn't
No.
like them at all. So,
I think what was it? The first 4 episodes of the last season
yeah,
was about the Bad Batch.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. Not too excited about this one. This could be good filler for me, I guess, when I'm bored.
Yeah. It's probably low on the pecking order for me. Star Wars Visions anime.
A different take. I like anime.
Mhm.
I like the Japanese take on things. It'll be fun.
Yeah, a little bit like what Marvel Universe is doing. We're going to talk about that in a second. Okay, I think the next sort of more longer term projects, Lando, they're just going to call it Lando.
Mm.
No cast information or the release date. But yeah, I think that was, that's probably coming on the back of Solo, I
Yeah, but that
suppose.
tanked hard, right? So good luck, Lando.
Yeah, the Acolyte. I don't know too much about this one.
No,
What is the Acolyte?
I think this
No.
one looks at the dark side of the powers and the Force.
Oh, okay. So this is the first one from the High Republic uh, era,
Mm,
which is a new era that they've just introduced, right?
yep. So,
So it's not the old Republic,
but the High Republic, could that be interesting?
the High Republic. Yeah. So this is before the prequels.
Interesting. Okay. No. Happy
Yeah.
to be surprised.
Yep. And Rogue Squadron. I've been playing the game, not so much in the last couple of weeks, but these are about the X-wing fighters, I suppose. To be directed by Patty Jenkins.
Wonder Woman? She did Wonder Woman?
That's
Yep.
right.
Okay.
Hmm.
No, I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, I think she's running away from the Warner Brothers studio very fast.
Jumping ship.
Like a lot of the directors. Yeah. So that's Star Wars.
Yep. Alrighty. Now let's.
What's another Disney property?
Oh God, Marvel.
One of many,
Yeah.
but Marvel's the other big one.
Yeah, and Jeff and I had a
All right.
discussion about this. Like there are 50 over new shows coming from Disney, and we're just going to be covering Marvel and Star Wars for today. The rest include Moana 2 and things like that, which I don't know if you're too keen on, but we might include a link in the show notes for you to check out the other
Mhm.
tens of shows that are available. But let's go through the Marvel announcement.
Yeah, another way of looking at this list was probably like sort of by the release date. So I think the next big one coming out is WandaVision in January. So about 3 weeks away now. This one I'm really looking forward to, just because it sounds so crazy.
Yeah.
What can we say about this one?
So what people don't know from the MCU is Wanda is crazy powerful. Like she can warp reality. So if she loses her mind like she does in this, she can create whole new reality, pockets of reality to suit her needs. For example, in the comic books, there was one reality where, Magneto was Emperor of the world. That sort of thing. Like and mutants were, dominant force over humans, things like that. But this one I think focuses around her loss of vision, no pun intended, um, and how she deals with that. So she creates this reality where, they're happily married and it all starts to crack at the seams a little bit because it's not real. So I
Hmm.
want to see how they pull this off because it goes through all the different eras of TV from black and white all the way till now. So yeah, really interested to see how they pull this off.
Yeah, a bit wacky. I think it's going to be stylistically quite interesting. I think there was an interview recently saying Elizabeth Olsen saying that there's going to be like a Friends episode. So looking forward to that. I think it's also going to introduce a new set of villains, perhaps. We're talking about demons and uh, the big bad, who's the ultimate devil in the MCU.
Not Thanos.
The name escapes me, but yeah. Witchcraft. Let's just say
Mm.
witchcraft. Speaking of which, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, so this one is 2022. And Wanda is going to be appearing in this one. So I wonder whether it carries over from WandaVision into this because there won't be many people who can warp reality like Wanda. So maybe Doctor Strange can find a more unorthodox way of reaching out to her. So we'll see how they do that.
Hmm. And I think there's a lot of, I mean, obviously MCU is so big and wide and complex. They're going to use this sort of multiverse
Mm,
concept. You got the quantum realm, which kind of covers that as well. So, they could introduce a lot of other characters that Disney now own as well. So, if you've been wondering, well, where are the X-Men? Where are the Fantastic Four? Then this could be sort of the vehicle,
mm,
right? So, I think it's a bit. I feel like it's a bit risky for Feige and team to sort of go down this route, but just go out with a bang, really.
pretty much.
Nothing to lose. Well, there's a lot to lose actually, but yeah, I don't know. I think we don't want another Thanos kind of big bad, do we?
No, I think we want something a bit more psychological,
Mm.
some more thriller based.
Yeah.
So we'll see. This one's going to be dark.
Oh God, I hope so. I think someone said it's going to be a
Mm,
horror genre. Let's hope so. I think that just before we get on to the Falcon and Winter Soldier, I think the difference in Phase 4 is that there's going to be this thread that goes through film and TV and series, which kind of happened before with Agents of Shield, but like this is another level, right? This is like direct tie-ins from TV shows to movies.
well, if we're ever allowed in the cinema again, so it might just all be, streamed on Disney Plus, and I'm happy to pay $30 to watch a Marvel movie, So we'll see.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think we're going to talk about the Scarlett Johansson one, the Black Widow
Mm,
one, but yeah, Falcon and Winter Soldier is March next year, so this is probably the second one after 8 episodes of WandaVision. Go straight into Falcon and Winter Soldier.
mm. Yeah, so like I said, right? Like after WandaVision, you get this. So you're never leaving Disney Plus at this stage. Um, and so far, from the first look that I've seen, it's okay. Sort of a very, buddy cop type movie. I mean TV series. They don't really, reveal too much. So I think, they've got good chemistry, so we'll see how it plays out.
I think a lot of the theme for this series would be like, well, who's the next Captain America? I
Mm,
think they do have another Captain America. I think that's been hinted at.
yes.
So these two will sort of like kind of come in and out of that dynamic. But yeah, looking forward to that as well. Black Widow. Now this is interesting because this should have come out this year, a few months
Mm.
ago. Now they've got a release date of May 2021, and I think they've confirmed, Disney have confirmed that this will not be on streaming first.
Whoa. Mm.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, things are so unpredictable these days. Sure, they can start planning for that now, but I wouldn't be surprised if it does end on Disney Plus.
That's very possible as well. The other two on the list here is The Eternals and Shang-Chi.
Mm.
These are all films, sort of to start off Phase 4 of the MCU. I think they've probably had to rewrite a bunch of this just because of the timing. I can't remember if Shang-Chi was meant to come out this year as well,
Uh,
but it's all been pushed
yeah,
back.
I think that they were filming while COVID was happening. It was actually happening here in Sydney. So they recently just finished filming, not recently, maybe 2, 3 months ago. So yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see if this lands in the cinemas as well.
Hmm. Now it's going back to TV or streaming, May 2021. So that's again, you've got January, WandaVision, March, Winter Soldier, May, Loki. This is going to be a fun one. This is the not the Loki that we know. This is the Loki that escaped at the end of or in the middle of the time heist.
That's right. If you ask me, which one am I looking forward to in terms of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, WandaVision, or Loki? It's going to be Loki for me. I'm interested to see how, the whole time policing thing works. And the rumor is you're going to see multiple Lokis in this one because they're jumping. So they're going to have like a Marty not Marty. Help me out here.
Marty McFly.
No, with the grandfather and the kid who travels through time, and there's multiple versions of them. Cartoon.
Oh, Rick and
There's
Morty.
going to be a Rick and Morty. I think that you're going to see multiple Ricks. Just like they have multiple Ricks,
Mm,
you're going to see
okay.
multiple Lokis. That rumor is stemming from the logo that changes, the way the different fonts that portray the word Loki changes a lot during this clip.
Mm,
So that is the theory.
cool. Okay, let's run through these. What if series? This will be an animated series. It's a summer 2021, so that'll just come after Loki, I suppose. You've got like a female Captain America. What
You've
if?
got zombies.
What else do you have? Zombie
Yeah.
Avengers.
So yeah, I think there's going to be a whole bunch
Black.
of things that you
Yeah.
wanted to see happen, but it was never going to fit into the main timeline.
Mm-hmm. Miss Marvel and Captain Marvel too.
Hmm.
Do you like Miss Marvel as a character?
I think
Quite new.
yeah, I think, people don't think about this, but comics are a representation of our times. And Miss Marvel is the diversity that I think a lot of people need, but also Marvel needed. So she's gonna, in the comic book, I believe she's Pakistani Muslim of that heritage. And
Mm-hmm.
she's trying hard to balance her religion and being a superhero. So it plays to the times, and I think it'll be a good one for the younger generation.
Mm-hmm. And you would think she would appear in Captain Marvel too, because she's a super fan of Captain
Mm.
Marvel. That's why she named herself Miss Marvel. Yep. Looking forward to that as well. Hawkeye.
Mm.
Another 2021
Yeah,
series.
yeah.
Yeah.
It refers to two Hawkeyes here. I think it's him passing the mantle to his daughter, Kate Bishop. And this might open it up to, the Teen Avengers, right? We will see if this works out, because I think, that is the second generation of the Avengers, right? It's going to be their kids.
hmm Yeah, I think this might be the most sort of standalone kind of series, perhaps setting that up for the young Avengers. She-Hulk. Oh, wow. That's not till 2022, but they have a cast. Tatiana Maslany. She is in that show Orphan Black,
Yes,
which I haven't seen.
I haven't seen either, but Tim Roth is coming back. Can we can
Oh
we talk
yeah.
about that? Like, yeah, I
Okay.
those those yeah,
Abomination.
those Hulk movies were horrible, but Tim Roth is a decent actor, and it would be funny to see these Hulks all just be normal people, if that makes sense, because they're all
hmm
going to be similar to Professor Hulk, right? Where they can think like a human being, but they're Hulks.
Right. Well, Jen Walters, who is She-Hulk, is a lawyer by trade, I
That's right.
believe.
She defends superheroes in the comic books.
All right.
Yeah,
How did she get the, whatever serum that they got? No, what is it? It's radiation,
the
isn't it?
gamma rays.
Anywho, gamma rays, yes. Oh, Moon Knight. Wow. That's far, far in the distance. It has been speculated it's Oscar Isaac, but they didn't say his name during the presentation.
But here's the confusing bit. Like the rumor was that Moon Knight was going to be in the Black Widow movie. So that might
Oh yeah. Okay.
that might still happen, right? I mean, this could
Okay. We'll
this could
see.
come from that.
Yep. I think I did read that Moon Knight is kind of like was created to be the Batman of the Marvel
That's right.
universe.
But he's
Kind of see
yeah,
that.
he's got a
Yeah.
disorder, but he also has the superpower to memorize everything. So he can memorize your fighting skill and match it like for like. So you could be the best fighter in the world, but
Right.
it wouldn't matter.
Okay. Let's Secret Invasion. I thought it was going to be the other one, but Secret Invasion.
Mm.
You've probably read those comics, Kelvin.
I have. So the way it works here is the shapeshifters that you saw in Captain Marvel have actually been around for a very, very long time, and a lot of the heroes that you know were actually shapeshifters. So it'd be interesting to see how they tackle that, the multiverse and everything that's happening, because Secret Invasion could be its own multiverse. I'm not entirely sure, because you can't just replace your favorite, MCU characters with, ta-da, it's not really them.
I feel like this is going to be like a Phase 5 thing. Like I just can't see how they're going to fit all of this into the same storyline. No idea. Ironheart. No idea about this one,
Yeah,
Kelvin.
so it's about this genius girl who recreates and creates her own Iron Man suit, catches the eye of Tony Stark, and he teaches her how to be the next Iron Man.
All right, so she may have been in the audience of one of Tony Stark's lectures that we saw, I think,
Yeah,
in one of the
and
movies. Maybe Iron Man
if I
3.
remember correctly, Tony Stark becomes her AI. I think that's the way it works. But I think this is another one to set up Young Avengers.
Way to bring back Robert Downey Jr.
Mm.
All right, Armor Wars. I think you were excited about this one, Kelvin.
Yeah, it's another great, like if you're a fan of Iron Man, then you're gonna like this. I'm not too sure about what the storyline's going to be. It says here, it's a Marvel story about Tony Stark's worst fear coming, like what happens when his tech falls into the wrong hands. So you can imagine a lot of cool, robot wars, people wearing different suits, and obviously without Tony Stark, there's only going to be Don Cheadle to protect his legacy. So let's see.
All right. I kind of want to skip over this, but have to mention it, I guess. Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, just like Star Wars in 1970 something.
Next.
Next, 2022 holiday-ish. They can't even say the word Christmas because it's Disney. Blade. Okay. Another one in the far distant
Yeah,
future.
people forget about this, but it was the original Blade started off and kicked off the MCU. Go look it up on YouTube, and there's a cool little, I think there's a documentary about this. Without Blade, there would be no MCU. So glad they're going back to it.
I mean, technically, is it MCU?
Not,
I think it was a standalone Marvel.
yeah, but it gave them the money to build the
Yeah.
MCU, Marvel Studios.
Yes. Yeah, canon-wise, I'm not sure if it fits into that, but I think you make a good point there. Thor: Love and Thunder, this one we kind of know about. It's coming May 2022, of course, unless something happens.
Yeah, super excited that Christian Bale is joining as Gore the God Butcher. Gore the God Butcher is about this very villainous character who has a weapon that can kill gods. So he's going around killing the gods, and absolutely terrifying character in the comic books. Christian Bale is an amazing actor, so I think he can definitely play Gore the God Butcher. It's going to be brutal. I think unlike Ragnarok, which was a bit of a comedic sort of like take on Thor, I've got a feeling that this is going to be a lot darker, and I think Taika's up to it.
Would it be a CGI Christian Bale or
So
is he humanoid?
Gore the God Butcher does it's going to be interesting to see how they what their take is on Gore. He is very cartoony. I'm just going to pull up a picture really quickly. So you're right. He's going to be hard to play in like in real life. But I think they can pull it off with
Ah,
good makeup. I think they'll pull it off with good makeup. So yeah. Anyways, one click too far. Um, I I think good makeup will cover for it. I don't think it'd be entirely CGI.
Now this is where it's kind of sort of we're starting to wrap this thing up a little bit here, but Peyton Reed is directing the Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. He also directed the last episode of The Mandalorian.
Yeah, I mean, the Kang the Conqueror is finally coming to TV screens. I think Kang has been around as long as Marvel has existed, and I think it was one of the first few Marvel villains. So it's a big ask for Peyton to take on that and do him justice. But you know, Ant-Man's always fun. I think, Paul Rudd is Paul Rudd, and it will do well.
Hmm. Whew, okay, still going. Black Panther 2.
We know nothing about this.
How is this going to be made?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're gonna have like, how can they not recast, Bosman? I- are they gonna CGI him,
Chadwick.
Chadwick? Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna do this, but they've already said they're not gonna recast him. Maybe they'll take a
Hmm.
different element. Maybe his sister will be the new Black Panther. There have been various people who have been the Black Panther. They have lots of time to figure this out.
Not too long because it's July 2022, but let's move on from that one. And this is, I think, the biggest thing for me, Fantastic
The
Four.
curse.
Uh, the Curse, Fantastic Four in cellular format, but it's going to be directed by John Watts, who did Spider-Man,
Hmm.
the latest Sony version of Spider-Man.
He-
I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah. He doesn't really have, like, anything better than rubbish is good. So not a lot of expectations from a lot of people. They are the first family of the MCU, of the Marvel Comics. Like, huge opportunity. This could do Fantastic
Hmm.
Four. A trilogy could easily come out of this. So many possibilities. Like, the family have done a lot that have caused so many different story arcs in the Marvel universe. So it's really
Mm.
there for them to make this horrible, but it could be great.
I think the trick will be, well, how are they going to get introduced? So are they going to be a new family, or have they sort of been in the background this whole time, which kind of doesn't make sense if they're the Fantastic Four. I have a clip, of course,
Hmm.
from Eric Voss. He's got a bit of a theory. He did sort of before this clip. He did talk about how a while back Peyton Reed actually pitched a Fantastic Four, like a '60s version of Fantastic Four. And I think this has got legs, I believe. This is how MCU may seamlessly enter them into the universe.
That could be a quartet of legacy heroes who disappeared into the quantum realm / negative.
Hang on, what happened there? Okay, I'm going to play that
Okay.
again. Hang on, sorry. Let's go.
That could be a quartet of legacy heroes who disappeared into the quantum realm / negative zone, maybe back in the 60s when Hank Pym was experimenting. Maybe that was some accident. That's how he knew what the quantum realm was to begin with. They disappear down there. They go into a time vortex. They don't age, and they come back out in the present day.
In New York, and they take over Stark Tower because it's
Hmm.
vacant. No?
It's a bit of a. It's too easy. I- like,
It's the only thing that makes sense, though, isn't it?
yes, yes. Um, I don't know. They can mess around with the timelines, right? The Fantastic Four could be a lot young. Like, they can move up the timeline. Like, they could introduce Fantastic Four after in the future somehow. Yeah. Uh, they would have to disappear somehow. They would have to pull off a Captain America or get frozen
Mm,
type scenario. But it's almost too easy. I want them to be more creative than that.
yeah.
But we'll see.
No, yep, we'll definitely see. We will see a lot of things between now and then. Wow, I don't know. We've been talking for over an hour about this now, so I don't know. I think we're out. I think that's it.
Yeah, we hope you enjoyed that episode. I think there's a lot happening. 2020 cannot end fast enough. So if you enjoyed episode 163, check out our other 162 episodes on the website. That's thenakedtechpodcast.com. Check us out on all the usual social networks, and please leave us some feedback. That is Kelv out.
And Jeff out.